Hi everyone, my name's Nicole and we are live on ActivityHero. Thank you for joining us today for class. We will have a new class every day at this time, 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Check the activityhero.com for the latest schedule. We'll be adding new classes and maybe some new times. And we'll have a lot of great presenters and teachers for you upcoming. So a few notes before we get started. Everyone's microphone is on mute just due to the large amount of participants. If you have any technical difficulties or if you have any questions, you can use your chat functionality. And for those of you just joining us, we are live on ActivityHero. Joining us today is our very special guest, C.D. Hellinger from C.D. Hellinger's Art Studio in San Jose, California. C.D.'s been a children's book illustrator for over 25 years, and she opened her children's art studio over 8 years ago. So we're very excited to have her today. And so now to get us started, I'm just going to pass it over to C.D.
Good morning, everybody. I just have to tell you something that while we're doing this drawing here, you might see a gecko somewhere. He might be on my shoulders or on my head. Do you see him yet? I'm going to point him out to you. There he is right there. Okay. So I'm so happy to have you invited into my home. I'm just going to show you a little bit about my studio. How's that? So, oh, yes, I collect boots. You see that? And I also collect hats. Oh, and over here, there's more. And yes, there's more hats. But this is my office at my house. Should I put one of these hats on? Maybe let me just check. All right. How's that one? Super. Okay, so we're going to start on a drawing today. I want to welcome all of you here. Thank you so much for coming to my online class today. And we are going to be doing, I think, as you all know, a baby raccoon. I'm just going to show you a picture of it, just so you can see what we're working towards. Yep. I think everybody can see it. How's that? Does it look like fun? I think it looks like a lot of fun. All right, so we're going to do this by shapes at first, and I'm going to show you some different pencil strokes so that we can achieve this. The very first thing you want to do is you want to draw kind of an oval circle. And I'll show you how big it is really. But this is going to be the head of the raccoon. I'm going to just give you a couple minutes here. I'm peeking behind my paper here. All right. I'm going to assume everybody is just about ready. On my piece of paper, you can see where it lands there. All right. I'm going to move on. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the nose of the little guy. And I just remind everybody that remember that we are all different little creative people or big people or whatever, whoever's doing this. And our picture will look different from everybody else's, right? Mine's even going to look different than what I'm looking at here because we all have our own creative style. So I want you to be really happy with what you're drawing and really just be with it. All right, let's move on to the other one here. So I'm going to do this next. I'm going to take my pencil on the right-hand side of the head there. I'm going to come around this way and do it just like this. I'm going to change it up a little bit, I'm sorry. I also erase a lot, you guys. And I hope everybody has erasers. More like that. I did practice yesterday on some kids, and so I think I know about how much time you might need to do this. You see the curve that comes around here and curves back down to the nose. Let's do the other side. The other side is going to be a little bit different. I guess they're about the same. This side, it has a little more of a curve here, where this one, pretty much it just goes a little bit of a curve and then back down to the nose. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a real baby raccoon, but I have. And they're just, you just want to take them home with you. All right, let's move on to the next step. We're going to be doing the ears now. And I'm going to start inside here a bit. Let me see here, try to do a little bit so y'all can see. Start here, a little bit inside of the head. And there's one ear here. All right, and then we're going to take our pencils and we're going to erase, our erasers I mean, we're going to erase this line that's inside of the ear, just like that.
So CD, I think some people are not able to see very well because maybe it's too bright.
I hope so. I know a couple of people are outside. Maybe that's making it a little more difficult here.
You're right. Yeah, this is good.
Right. I think there are 2 ears. So let's go back to the second ear. The other ear is a bit different because it's kind of cocked forward a bit. You see how the other one's kind of cocked forward a little bit, this one right here. So we're going to do it just like that, and we're going to do it this way. Okay, and again, we want to erase that line this way. And then we're going to take our pencil. We're going to outline this just a bit. Like that. Now remember, everybody's will look different. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm going to also erase the inside of this part right here. Okay, on this other here. We're going to do it like this. So they look pretty much the same, I guess. And then of course, yes, you want to erase the lines in there like that. And this is going to take an hour, a little bit less than an hour, but we want to make sure that we take our time to do this guy. You might want to think about naming her or him too. I think I'll name mine Rocky. I'll even put it up here. You can put your name up there too. All right, moving right along. We'll drink my water here. You see my gecko? His name is Timon. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and fill in the ears. So you just want to take your time and kind of do small little scribbles here, all the way inside this part here. Little scribbles. You can also sing if you want to. La, 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 la.
CD, can you show the structure of the face real quick? Some people just want to see that. Okay.
Yeah. So continue on filling in this ear. Oh, you guys, does anybody out there draw with their tongue out? I seem to do that. Keep going, keep going. And then of course, when you're done with that, we are going to fill in the other ear too. All right, get close with the one ear here. Like this. Okay, and then of course go on to your other ear and do the very same thing. I know you probably are ahead of me a bit. I'll try to move on a bit. All right, I'm almost done with mine. How about you guys? I really wish that I could hear you, but it's not possible. There would be too many to hear everybody. All right, like that. Okay, now the other part of the ears, you're gonna kind of just a little bit, very lightly kind of fill that part in. Leave the middle part kind of empty. This part here. And do that all the way around. Yep. I don't know if you can see that. All the way around like this. Oh, do you hear my dog barking? Sorry about that. In fact, I'm going to close the door here in a second. So the way that you did this ear, you would do exactly the same thing on the other ear. And do you see how I kind of went out of the lines a little bit? Their ears are kind of fluffy. They're all just really fluffy around the whole body. So you want to do that on the other ear as well. See, I'm going outside the lines a bit. Just like that. I think I'm going to work on putting some more lines outside of this ear as well. While I'm doing that, you guys are doing that, I'm going to go to close the door so that we don't hear missing Natty the whole time we're working. You can put little fuzzies up here too on the top of the head. Like that. All right, let's move on to this part here. So I'm going to draw a line for you, very, very, very lightly, if you can. I draw a very light line from here and then over to here, just like that. I'm hoping you can see that. Let me just make it a little bit darker because I can erase it too. Up and over and up again, kind of like two hills here. Like that. I'm going to wait for a minute for you guys to do this part. This is very, there's a lot of detail in this. So I can't wait for you to finish this up, for you to see your drawing. I think you're going to be really happy with it. But we're doing a lot of lines. I'm not sure if you guys know how to do dotted lines, but we're going to do a few of those. Now this next part is going to take a little bit, but I want you to take your pencil and just start doing that kind of stroke. And I'm moving it up like this. And then you see how it changes a bit. It's going more straight now. We're going to do that up to the middle part. These are the this little fur. You can make some of them darker if you want, and make sure, like also too, we go outside of the head a little bit to show that his fur is so fluffy. Again, on this side, I'm doing the angle towards the ear, but the higher we go, more towards the middle, the more it's going to straighten out a bit, all the way up to the middle part. Keep going, keep going. Something like that. And I'll wait for you for a second on this one. A second or two. All right. While you're doing that, and I don't want you to take your time, but I'm going to go here and erase my line that I had that outlined this. I'm going to go back now. I'm just going to take just a few of the lines down a bit. You'll notice how I kind of came down to a line in the middle. Just like that. I'm going to show you this again. Oh, no more. Picture here. So sorry. I want you to have a good guideline other than just me. There it is. We're kind of creating this part right here. And you can't see, but there are more lines down here, but you see right in the middle here. That's where it starts to dip down a bit. And I hope that you're not looking at your brother's or sister's art or your friends. Because remember what I said, everybody's going to look different, as it should. Okay, now let's go ahead and move down a bit. We're going to start from the nose. And we're going to start I wonder if this would help a bit. No. Start from the nose, and we're going to kind of dip up to here and meet right in the middle here on each side of the nose. Just like that. Okay. Now, I want you guys to now fill this part in with strokes all the way up to the top. It can be long strokes like this. Don't be afraid to go out of that line a bit. And move it up into the upper part just a little bit. Okay. Now that we've done that, we can go back. And now it's time to fill in the nose. And I want you to push very hard with your pencil. Let me get my pencil here. And fill in the nose just like you did the ears, just that dark. Fill it all in, and you do the bottom parts more. Dun, dun, dun. All right. All right, now this next part, you know they have masks, right? Right around their eyes. So we're kind of just going to draw the bottom part of his mask from here. Something like that. All right. Now we're going to do the eyes. So the eyes are going to be somewhat in here. If you take your pencil and you mark it. It'll be kind of the center of the eye. So I'm going to pull away just for a second here to do this part of it. Like that. Some people are kind of think it's kind of hard to draw the eyes. I know, I get that for sure, because you want it to look like, you know, lined up correctly and all that. I don't want you to worry too much about that, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these eyes in just like you did the nose. I'm going to pull away to do that. You see, I left that little, that's a reflection. And you can leave those spots in there. If you look at your friends or your moms, look at their eyes right now, and you can see a reflection in their eyes. That's what I'm trying to achieve here. Just continue to fill it in. I'll show you real quick here. Like that. Mm-hmm. All righty. This next part, I'm going to move up to show you this a little bit. We're going to take, this is the top part of the eye. See how I come down to a point and then move right back in. Like that. We're going to do that on both eyes. I'm going to give you a second to do both of these. Let me do that on my second eye. Hello out there, Rocky. I did used to have a raccoon on my roof that I called Rocky. And he would come every night up to my window. Okay, yes, I did feed him a little bit, but I wanted him to come back. Okay, now this next part, we're going to come here and draw a line right over this eye here. Hold on, hold on. Back down like that. And with the other one, we're going to kind of do the same thing. We'll go over the eye just a little bit and back down. And you know that that is the mask. These masked bandits, I call them. You guys, I came from the Midwest, and our raccoons were not as big as the ones here. They are huge that they come up out of the sewer. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to erase just a little bit because I want this line over here to go up a little bit more over the top of the eye. All right. Okay, let's go on. Once you do that, I'm going to do just a little bit for you before I show you. You're going to start filling this mask part in. You don't want it to be as dark as the eye because we still want to be able to see the eye. So just start filling it in, and you can even go above a little bit. Just remember, you're just fuzzy all over the place. Keep going, keep going. And you're right, we want to do that on both sides, this side and this side. I'm going to pull away just for a second to keep moving on mine. Bear with me here. Try to get a little closer. Kind of like that. Now while I'm at it, I'm going to darken the outline of the eye just a little bit so we can really see it. You see? And of course, I'm going to start on the other side too. I'm going to pull away just for a bit, do a little bit of it, and pull back and show you how I've done. Keep going. And pull away just for a minute here so I can get caught up. I know you guys are all ahead of me. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Good. I'm going to keep going with mine so I can catch up with you all. Go back just for a second. Might need to darken mine up just a little bit. Just to match the other mask on the other side. Remember to go outside of the line a bit. I think I already said that too. Just make sure that we know that he's still fluffy. And like we did the other one, I'm going to outline the eye just a bit. make sure that it's dark enough to see. Here. I know you're all still working on this, so I'm gonna let you working on it too. This is probably the longest time is just the mask, and that's important, isn't it? Give you a couple more little minutes here. Okay. Now I'm going to show you back to the example right now that you see this little guy is inside of the tree. There's probably a hole there. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw this part of it and then fill it in. So it starts right about here, comes down. Once you get that part done, we're going to fill that in pretty dark. So I'm going to start filling it in, similar to how we did the ears. If anything else, you're getting a good wrist exercise in, huh? I'm gonna pull away just for a second so I can fill all this in for you. Get quicker. Catch up to you all. So I keep filling it in. You guys sing while you're drawing. I do all the time. Sometimes I sing to the pace of my pencil. Sometimes I slow down. And then fill the rest of it in. And there you go. I'm going to move this line just a little bit here. Kind of make it go right into the, oh, look, he's here. He wants to draw too, doesn't he? Now you might want to take a few moments because you see I have some of this going on right here. I want to erase that. They're just smudges. Just take my eraser and go in. Like that. Looks a little bit better, huh? Okay. I'm just going to sit here just for a second here or two. And I'm going to let you finish up. And then we are going to finish up a bit. Oh. There it is. And I'm just going to lightly put some more lines in here.
Siri, can you turn off that lamp?
Oh, yeah.
I think
How about
it's
that?
basically.
Wow, there it is. Is that better?
Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah.
Ah, thanks. However you think that the little fur should look. Now, that looks pretty good. All right. This guy has some whiskers. What do they use the whiskers for? I think they're kind of like a guide to moving in and out of little spaces so he can feel them. Is that right? I don't know. You'll have to email me and let me know the real answer. So we're going to now draw the tree. Start there. And then come all the way down. Like that. Okay, now this next part, I want you to have a lot of creative, personal creative form to this coming from you is what I mean. So you guys have looked at the trees. There's so many different kinds of them. And I'm going to show you this one just for the sake of showing you, but I want it to be your style. Oops, let's see if I can get a better look. There we go. So I always start with lines. And like this, and I go all the way down to the bottom. And some people got, when I did this yesterday, some people got really creative. They did things like this for the tree. So this is where I want you to get really creative and do what you think, do what you feel. I'm just going to keep going and keep showing you, but I want you guys to do what you think is best for your tree. Maybe do some swirls, or you can even put a hole in it, right? That's, what are they called? I can't remember what they're called. You know, they go like this. So keep going. all your lines in. And move away just for a sec so I can finish my part up. Yesterday when I did this, when we got done with our tree part, everybody's looked totally different. Some of them had swirls, some of them had straight up and down lines.
So Siri, there's a question for you from Coco. He wants to ask if we can
Hi,
do the
Coco.
raccoon's body.
No, because the raccoon's body is inside the tree. You see that? Let me show you on the real one. You see how his body's kind of coming out? Hold on, let me get situated here. He's inside of the tree, poking his little head out. See how up in here they shaded. You guys know because we just did some shading. They kind of move their lines here. And they kind of shaded this part in here. Oops. There we go. You see how they're shading right here, right here? There's a couple of like little marks here, and then there's shading here. That's just how the bark looks, right? I'm gonna pull this away and then show you.
Okay, someone's asking, how, can you explain how to draw the shape of the face? Just to recap.
The face?
Yes.
I'll show you. So here's where we did the oval. Like that. After that, we did a place for the nose. And then you see that? I want to show you how to do some shading in the tree. So if you take your finger and you move with the lines, not like this, but with the lines. You see how it shades it a bit. Let me do some more with my fingers so I can pull it back and show you. You can even go in with your pencil. You see? You can do that throughout your tree. You can do that all the way down to the bottom. I'm not going to do any more because I want you to pull the rest of it out of your creative mind. And pull back again. Let me do a little bit more work on mine. Do the scribbles again, like this. Oops. Blend it a little bit. So it can be darker in some areas and lighter in other areas. See? I can take some questions, a couple more questions if you want.
So there's a question. What about the whiskers?
I was waiting for you to bring that up. I always wait with something when I'm doing a drawing that's missing, just to see if you're paying attention. So yes, there are whiskers. I call them whiskers. I leave the K out and say whiskers. These whiskers kind of come up like this. The other ones, of course. And like mustache.
Someone wants to know, what is your favorite animal?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I do have a favorite animal, and it is a giraffe. And I love to draw them. I also like, okay, I'll admit, I like those animals that, I especially like safari animals. Like I love the hippopotamus. I love to do the elephant. Who else has? I'm trying to look at yours. Oh, somebody's
Justin.
asked, is your name actually CD? I think somebody asked that. And what I'm going to say is, it's Cheryl Dawn. Cheryl Dawn. But I've been going by CD for a really long time. How old is Timon? Timon is a baby. He's only 2.5 months old. I'm not sure where he's at now. He's probably on the back of my shirt somewhere. If not, he's escaped, but not gone too far away. Let's see. Do you like cats? I love cats a lot. I see this as a question here. But I sneeze. I'm so allergic to them. I used to have 4 cats, and I never knew why I was so allergic all the time, and that's what it was. What else, you guys? I'm trying to look at your questions. How old is Timon? Anybody else have any questions?
Someone asked, is there a specific type of pencil that we should use?
I'm using the regular 2 pencil. It's called an HB. I'll bring it up close. This is what you use in the classroom. Like this. Let's see here. There you go. It's the same pencil you would use in your classroom now. A little bit later, I'm going to start offering classes that where we actually use pencils that are more professional, and they have different weights. So they go from dark but very soft pencils to light pencils. This is a 2H, they have 3H, and the higher the number, the harder it is. It's meant to do more little tiny lines, like lines that you would see in your hair. Like that. Oh, can you add a hat or a tie? Yes, I would love it. I always like to add things like that. Go ahead and add, how about a bow tie? You guys can add that if you want. Erase a bit. I'm erasing this part. I love hearing that question because it means you all are really using your own creativity, your own thoughts. Like that. Maybe you can even add some special things like dots or some sort of a pattern on the inside. And I hope that you guys, parents, if you could take a picture of their drawings for me and maybe send them in to my email address at cd@cdsartstudio.com. I'll show you that right here. I would love to see these. Put your name on them and how old you are, how old your kids are. And what I'm going to do once you send those to me is I will put them on my website for everyone to see.
Thank you, CD, for joining us this morning and helping everyone draw a baby raccoon. I hope everyone had a great time. Our next class is going to be on Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time with featured guest Art and Soul. Check out our whole lineup of classes on ActivityHero or find us on Facebook or Instagram. We have a lot of special guests planned for you. Just as parents here at ActivityHero, we know how hard it is to stay at home during all these school closures. So if you liked CD's class, check out our art studio, or she's gonna host another class for us next week too, so you can sign up again. So find us on Facebook, Instagram, or register on activityhero.com. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.